sometimes say, like, if you can't imagine something, it's not going to come into being externally. You have to imagine it first, and then you can make it. It doesn't go the other way around, right? So that's kind of what Jung spent his entire life within a very medical model, a very Western empirical cultural milieu, trying to champion, the reality of, and in fact, the overwhelming importance of intrapsychic experience. So you're correct. So synchronicity wasn't just sort of like this fun thing he did at the end of his life. Like, no, it's actually a complete outgrowth, a continuation of many of the various mm, issues, aspects of the psyche that he wanted to kind of get across and advocate for the reality of, throughout his life, right? Yeah, the interior experience. I mean, you sort of see it all the time, right? I mean, very much. Again, we live in a, you using the words introvert and extrovert. We live in a very extroverted thinking culture, here in the United States. And so extroverted thinking sensation culture in particular, right? So anything introverted, anything feelingful, anything intuitive, is looked at kind of askance. And, and people don't even believe it, quote unquote, exists. And I'm like, well, I don't know about that. I think that's why I sort of love dreams in a particular way, right? Because like all mammals dream, right? But your dream or my dream, it's entirely an interior experience. Not only is it an interior experience, it's an entirely unconscious experience. It is something none of us have any control over, and only your dream has occurred to you. You are the only person that had that dream. I mean, it doesn't get any more individual or interior or not in control of the conscious mind than that. And all of us dream every night, all the time. Not only that, our animals even dream, right? I mean, our pets dream, our cats or dogs. I mean, all mammals dream, right? So I just sort of love that. And I think that's kind of like Jung picked that up from Freud, right? I mean, here we are. Dreams are the most interior experience we possibly can have, and so real. I mean, so impactful. If you have a nightmare, or if you have some amazing erotic dream, or if you have some crazy anxiety dream, it affects your whole day. And it is nothing occurred outside of you and your own psychic experience. Not only that, it never even occurred in your conscious mind. It's completely unconscious, and it happens every night. It's like the most powerful kind of argument, I think, for the rightness of what Jung spent his whole career trying to champion, which was the reality of the psyche. In fact, that the psyche precedes almost everything else. The psyche is more important than culture and society in a certain way. Because culture and society or whatever goes on externally proceeds from someone or some group psychic experience, collective psychic experience. So that's how synchronicity does fit in. I think you're, quite perceptive to say that. And that's kind of, you and I were talking like, what's there to say about synchronicity? I can talk about synchronicity. I have been talking about synchronicity for 30 years. It never really gets old. I have to say it goes in a wide variety of different directions. I think what's interesting now, of course, right, is that this was even happening in Jung's lifetime, with the advent of quantum physics and sort of the understanding of kind of the, I want to say, sort of the fluid nature of actual physical reality in certain ways on a subatomic level, right? I think this is where you sort of think like, okay, well, I wouldn't call it an explanation, but there might be some insight as to why or how certain kind of external events are connected in ways on some subatomic and obscure occult level that we might not understand. But even so, you'll be like, well, that's a lovely causal explanation, but that doesn't really kind of get to what it means to you, right?